Hello everybody. We are going to start The Tempest. We did Act 1, Scene 1 already. I hope that part is easy to you, and if there is any doubt, you can ask me questions from there. And coming to try to find out, try to see if you remember all the important characters or not, like who is the king of Naples, who is the duke, who was the ex-duke, who is the present duke, then who is the daughter of Prospero. If you remember all the characters, it will become easier for you to understand the next part of the of this play, The Tempest. Okay, this is the book I think most schools are following. There can be other books also. So over here now we will move on to Act 1, Scene 2. Act 1, Scene 2 is something which is a huge one, but it can be divided into three parts. Okay, three or four parts. I can tell you four parts. Okay, first part is where Prospero, the ex-duke of Milan, is talking to his daughter, who is trying to tell his daughter about her past life. Okay, when she was a princess and her father was a duke. That part. Then comes the Ariel part. Ariel is the spirit, as I told you in the last class. Ariel is talking about Ariel is coming to Prospero, talking about what he has done, how he has performed very nicely and has raised the tempest, the storm, and all. They talk. Then Prospero gives him some other task and he goes away. Then comes Caliban. You know, Caliban is a very bad-looking, a kind of witch's son. Okay, Sycorax was the witch. Her son was Caliban. He is a very unruly kind of a man. Okay, misbehaves with Miranda always, almost tried to rape her once. Okay, so that part. And comes the last part where we find Ferdinand and Miranda. They meet each other and we will see whether there is a love bond created or not. So that's all about the four parts of this Act 1, Scene 2. First part, I have just kept this much that Prospero is talking to Miranda, talking about how she was, how her life was, what made them come to this island. Why are they no more living in Milan as a duke, and why they had suddenly come up on the island, what had happened which has caused this. Okay, we will be talking about this part. So over here, let's begin Act 1, Scene 2, and I hope you will like it. If you like it, remember to subscribe because your subscription helps me to feel that yes, you do love me, you like me, my videos, and it is helping you. Okay, so that way I will also be feeling very happy that I could help you. So yes, please subscribe, and yes, you can also hit the like button if you like it and dislike button if you do not like it. Okay, let's begin.
And now in Act 1, Scene 2, we are seeing an island, and it is an island where Prospero lives. Prospero's cell is here. Okay, that means small hut, kind of a small wala, chota wala ghar hai Prospero ka. Okay, so this is his house on the island. Now Prospero, as I told you in the characters, when I was discussing the characters, I told you Prospero was the ex-Duke of Milan. Okay, so suddenly how is it possible that Prospero has come up on this island and is living in a hut over here like a poor man? Enter Prospero and Miranda. So we will know how come Prospero and his daughter Miranda, okay, are living on this island. Why? Okay, so see, Miranda, if by your art, my dearest father, you have put the wild waters in this roar, allay them. So first we have to understand that Miranda, Prospero's daughter, has an idea that this Prospero, that is her father, was a man who was capable of magic. Okay, a lot of magic. He could cast a lot of spell on people, as you know, like a magician. And so Miranda has a feeling that this storm on the sea, whatever is happening to the ship, this is all because of her father. So, if by your art means if because of your magic, these wild waters are roaring. This wild waters means this water, the sky, everywhere there is thunderstorm, huge waves. If all this that is happening is because of you, then allay them. Allay means the red words are meanings. Okay, allay means stop them, control them. The sky, it seems, would pour down stinking pitch. As you know, sometimes when road is being made, you'll see these kind of things are used. Okay, so this is what color? Pitch black in color. So he says that the sky is pitch black in color. You see, when there is a storm, you will see dark clouds, isn't it? Black color clouds. So this is why she is comparing it to the pitch, the stinking pitch. Okay. Then But the sea, mounting to the Welkin's cheek. Questions can come from here. What is Welkin's cheek? Welkin's cheek means touching the sky, dashes the fire out. So what is the explanation over here? According to Miranda, the sky is full of dark clouds. It is like pitch black in color, and the waves are rising so high. Okay, there are so huge waves. Okay, that it seems that it is going to touch the sky. Understanding, na? From the picture, if you see, I am drawing like big waves. It seems that it will touch the sky soon. Okay, so from top we have dark clouds, dark pitch. Okay, pitch which is very hot. Okay, if you step on the pitch of the road, then you will burn your feet. That kind of a dark hot sky we can see. It seems to touch the ocean water. Okay, the ocean water is dashing the fire out. That means the heat of the sky is being dashed out or is being wiped out by the waves of the sea. The waves are so huge that it seems to touch the sky and wipe out the fire. Okay, next. Oh, I have suffered with those that I saw suffer. Miranda is a very soft hearted woman. She is very sad that all the people on the ship, they are dying. Okay, they died. A brave vessel, brave means beautiful vessel it was, and who had, vessel means ship. Okay, who had no doubt some noble creature in her. Naturally, if there is a ship, there must be some people who are like traveling on the ship also. Okay, so these people will be dead with the ship. Oh, the cry did knock against my very heart. So she says that you see, the cry did not, when they were screaming, okay, when they were screaming and shouting and help me like this, then it was, my heart was crying with those people. Poor souls, they perished. So all of these people must have died because of the storm. The ship had broken and they have died. Had I been any god of power, that means if I was some powerful goddess, then what would I do? I would have sunk the sea within the earth. What would I do? See this picture. This is the seabed. Okay, and below the water you will see the seabed. So according to Miranda, if she was a goddess, she would bury all this water below the seabed. Then what will happen? There will be no water on the sea. And if there is no water on the sea, there is no chance that the ship is destroyed. Okay, so to save the ship, if if she was a goddess, she would make the sea water go below the seabed. Okay, नीचा वाला जो the land which is there na, below the sea, below that also, so that air means before it should the good ship so have swallowed, before it could swallow the ship, before it could destroy the ship, I would have put it below the seabed. The frotting souls within her. So you see the frotting means the worried people on the ship, they also died. So I would have tried to help them if I was a goddess. Prospero. Be collected. That means don't be so upset. No more amazement, no more confusion. Tell your piteous heart means you are taking pity on them. So tell your heart that no harm's done. I have not done any harm to any of them. But you see, Miranda is still worried. Oh, woe the day. That means what a sad day it is. So many people died on the ship. Prospero. No harm. I have done nothing but in care of thee. That means whatever I have done, I have tried to do it for you. This was for your sake that I have done all these things. Of thee, my dear one, thee, my daughter, who art ignorant. That means you are unknown of what thou art, not knowing of whence I am, nor that I am more better than Prospero. So she, according to Prospero, now Prospero is telling his daughter Miranda that you art ignorant, you do not know who you art, what thou art. Who are you? Where from you came? Are you just Miranda or something or somebody else or an important person? You know nothing about yourself. Of whence I am, that means from where did I live before? Now though I live, you see this small island and on this little hut like that, now I live. But before I was not living in this place, I was living in some other place. You don't know about that also, nor that I am more better than Prospero, master of a full poor cell, and thy no greater father. So you know that Prospero, he is your father, that means I am your father, and I am just the owner of this poor small house. Okay, you know this much, you don't know anything else. Miranda. More to know did never meddle with my thoughts. Meddle with means enter. So I did not think that I had to think more about this. I just knew that you were my father and you lived in this small hut. I did not ever feel that I will have to think more about this, whether I was really born over here or whether you were really my father or anything about that. That I did not think. Prospero. It is time I should inform thee, father. So Prospero says that okay, now it is time that I will have to tell you something more about yourself and your past. Lend thy hand, that means you give me your hand, help me pluck my magic garment from me. So you see, he is a magician. He has this wand and he has this coat. You see, when magicians perform on a stage, you will see there is a black wala, like a robe kind of a thing, a coat kind of a thing that he wears with a wand in his hand. You know, as if you have seen Harry Potter, you must have seen the wand that way. Prospero tells Miranda, please help me open my this robe, this jacket, and then I will lace down his mantle. So now he sets aside his mantle, his robe. Lie there, my art. So he tells his coat, okay, I have opened you, you stay there. Wipe thou thine eyes. Then he says this to whom? To Miranda. That wipe your eyes, have comfort, don't be so worried, be calm. The direful spectacle means the bad scene that you saw of the shipwreck, which touched the very virtue of compassion in these. You were, after seeing that shipwreck, you were so much worried. So I have, with such provision in my art, so safely ordered, that means yes, Prospero has caused this storm, Prospero has caused the shipwreck. But Prospero also says that in such a way I have done this, that there is no soul, not so much perdition as an hair. That means, perdition means nobody on the ship has lost even a hair. That means everybody on the ship are safe, is safe, and they are their ship is also safe, and everything else is safe. Bidded to any creature in the vessel which thou heardest cry, which thou sawest sink. So those people who were crying, you saw the ship sinking, nothing has happened like that. Sit down, for thou must know further. So you must know something else also today. So sit down, be calm, and listen to me. Miranda, you have often begun to tell me what I am, but stopped and left me to a bootless inquisition. So many a times it happened that you started telling me something, but then you stopped. Then I went on questioning. Bootless means you did not give any answer to my questions. So I went on asking, and you said, stay, not yet. So it was not yet time, and you said that it is not time, so I am not going to tell you. Prospero. The hour has now come. So according to Prospero, the time has come that he is going to share Miranda's past life. The very minute bids thee ope thine ear. That means this minute only you open your ear, obey and be attentive. Listen very carefully to your story. Canst thou remember a time before we came unto this cell? Do you remember a time when we were not living on this island? We were living somewhere else. Do you remember anything about that life? I do not think thou canst. That means I don't think you will be able to remember anything. For then thou was not out 3 years old. You were just 3 years old, so it is not possible for you to remember anything. Like हम लोगों को भी तो याद नहीं रहता है ना what had happened 3 years when we were just 3 years old. We do not know if we fell down or if we said something or did something bad. We don't know anything. We have forgotten all that. So it is natural that you might have also forgotten. Miranda. Certainly, sir, I can. But Miranda says, no, sir, I remember certain things. Prospero. By what? By any other house or person? Do you remember a particular house or a particular person? Or anything the image tell me that hath kept with thy remembrance? Hath kept with thy remembrance means that you remember. Tell me whatever you remember of your past life. Miranda. It is far off and rather like a dream than an assurance that my remembrance warrants. So Miranda says sometimes what happens is, if you see this picture, sometimes what happens when we think about a time when we were very small, then we cannot remember, cannot identify whether it is a dream or it is actually a memory. When it is a very old memory, when it is a memory of just when we were just 2 years or 3 years old, then what happens is we do not remember whether it is a memory or it is just a dream that we had sometime. Okay, so Miranda feels that it could be a dream also, it could be a reality also. She is not sure. Had I not 4 or 5 women once that tended me? So is it not so that I had a few women who used to serve me, who were my servants? Prospero. Yes, thou hadst, and more, Miranda. So, Miranda, you had a lot of servants, but how is it that this lives in your mind? That means, how is it that you remember a memory of when you were 3 or when you were just 3 years old? What seest thou else in the dark backward and abyss of time? That means, what you see when you remember, when you try to remember something, some old memory, it is like going backwards, isn't it? Like a back, like an arrow like this. Okay, trying to go backwards. So when you try to go backwards in time, okay, you try to retrieve certain lost memories, what else do you see? What else do you remember from the past? If thou rememberest aught ere thou camest here, if you remember how you came here, how thou camest here, thou mayest. If you remember what happened before you were here, that means a memory of 3 years age, then you may also remember how you came to this place, Miranda. But that I do not. 12 years since, Miranda, 12 years since, the father was the Duke of Milan and a Prince of Power. So Prospero now starts telling her that you see, your father was the Duke of Milan and a very powerful prince. Miranda, sir, are not you my father? So Miranda is like, oh my god, ये क्या हो रहा है? I never thought that that somebody else was my father. Is really this man my father, or is he the Duke of Milan? What is it? Thy mother was a piece of virtue, and she said thou wast my daughter, and thy father was Duke of Milan, and thou his only heir, and princess no wars issued. So you see, you are my daughter, and you are the legal and rightful daughter of mine. You are equally noble as I am, as your mother was. And you see, I am also the Duke of, I was also the Duke of Milan. So I am the Duke of Milan, and I am also your father. So your father in reality was the Duke of Milan once. Oh, the heavens! What foul play had we that we came from there? So, what happened that we had to come from that place, from Milan? Or blessed was it that we did? Or is it that it is good that we came here, otherwise we would have suffered something else which was even worse? Prospero. Both, my girl, by foul play, as thou sayest, where we heaved thence, but blessedly holp hither. So you see, yes, it was foul play, it was conspiracy for which we had to leave, we were heaved thence. That means we had to come away from there. But it is also blessings that at least somebody helped us, and we are now hither, we are here at least. Miranda, oh, my heart bleeds to think of the teen that I have, teen means trouble over here, okay, not 16, 17 like that, that I have turned you to. So I was so young then, I must be disturbed. I might have disturbed you a lot, I might have cried and bothered you. You were already stressed out, and I bothered you more. Which is from my remembrance, please your father. That means, please tell me more of what happened, how this happened, and all that. Prospero. My brother and thy uncle called Antonio. So you have heard about this character Antonio. He is the brother of Prospero and naturally the uncle of Miranda. I pray thee mark me that a brother should be so perfidious. That means I cannot imagine how a brother can be such a big traitor. He whom next thyself of all the world I loved, and to him put the manage of my state. So you see, I loved him more than the world, and I also gave him the power to to carry out the responsibilities of a duke. As at that time, through all the signories, it was the first, and Prospero the prime duke, being so reputed in dignity and for the liberal arts. So you see, Prospero was a very renowned duke. People knew him for two reasons. First, he was a very he was a dignified ruler. Okay, he had a lot of dignity, pride, and all that. And also for the liberal arts, he had a lot of knowledge in subjects like logic, astronomy, music, geometry, all of this. Okay, so he was a very learned man. He was a dignified and very ethically correct man. Without a parallel, those being all my study, the government I cast upon my brother, and to my state grew stranger. So, without a parallel, I had more knowledge than anybody and everybody. And as I was always busy in my all these books and all, the government I cast upon my brother. So, because I was so busy, I always kept on studying in the library. I told my brother to carry out the duties of a duke for some time. Okay, for some time, please carry out the duties. We say now, sometimes when the teacher goes out of the class, then the teacher gives duties to the monitor that, okay, you control for some time. But actually, the monitor is not becoming the teacher, isn't it? There is a difference between the two. He is not really, or he or she is not really the teacher. He is just carrying out the role of a teacher. So what happened is I just gave him the duty for temporarily, and to my state grew stranger. So what happened? Because I was so involved in the study of secret studies. Okay, secret studies means study of magic. I was so wrapped and deeply involved in secret studies. Again, thy false uncle. Now, what did the false uncle, the traitor uncle, do? Does thou attend me? Are you hearing me? Sir, most heedfully. That means very attentively I am hearing to your story. Hearing a story. Okay, Prospero. Being most once perfected, how to grant suits. Now, slowly, what happened? This Antonio was given the power for some time of a duke. Okay, he started knowing how to grant suits, how to grant requests, how to deny them, which are the times when you must deny certain requests. Okay, who to advance, who are the people who will support Antonio. Okay, so who to advance and who to trash. That means who and from whom he should take the power away from. For overtopping, new created. Overtopping new created means for being too powerful. Antonio became very, he became very wise. He understood that he needs to favor some people and deny somebody's request. Okay, accordingly, like if maybe I get the help, I get an equal amount of help from somebody and I get benefited from somebody, then I'll help that person. If you do not help me, then I will not help you in return. Okay, so that in the same way I continued, Antonio continued helping somebody and denying the requests of certain people. To trash for overtopping, he knew that some people need to be promoted for his own benefit, and some people need to be, their power needs to be taken away from them. New created the creatures that were mine. That means all those people who once upon a time loved Prospero and were his courtiers. Now what happened? They changed, I say, or changed them. That means Antonio changed them. Either they new formed them, that means either they gave them other duties, or they removed them or replaced them. Okay, this way Antonio changed the courtiers who were faithful to Prospero. Having both the key of officer and office, that means having the power over the officers or the ministers and the administration also, set all hearts in the state to what tune pleased his ear. That means he made all the people in the dukedom talk in favor of him only. Okay, all those people who went or tried to go against Antonio, they were removed or their duties were changed. That now he was the ivy which had hid my princely trunk and sucked my verdure out on it. That means we are talking about this tree. Okay, you will see a main trunk. This is the princely trunk of Prospero, and these are the sorry, these are the vines. Okay, the ivy vines. What they do is they suck the nutrition from this main plant, and soon the main plant dies. So quite like this, Prospero was the main tree, and Antonio, like this ivy vines, continued to suck the power from Prospero and tried to kill the main plant altogether. That is Prospero. Miranda, oh good sir, I do. So again, Prospero says, are you listening to me? Miranda says, yes, I do. Prospero, I pray thee mark me, that is, listen carefully to me. I thus neglecting worldly ends, all dedicated to closeness. That means Prospero is trying to say, you see, I was so busy in reading, in studying, to the closeness and bettering of my mind. How do you better your mind? By studying more books and all that. With that which being, but by being so retired, I was completely retired. I was not bothered about what is happening in my dukedom because I had complete faith in Antonio. I did not bother about that. I kept on studying. Overpriced all popular rates. So you see, people do not understand what I did at that time. I was very involved in studies, important studies. And what happened in the meantime, my false brother awaked an evil nature. Okay, so in him there was a kind of ambition that was growing. My trust, like a good parent, did beget of him a falsehood in its contrary, and as great as my trust was. So the more I trusted in Antonio, his mind went on conspiring against me. Okay, he grew a falsehood in him. He started conspiring against me, and I did not. I had complete trust in him. I was not at all bothered that he's going to break my trust or something. Like a parent who always trusts you, in the same way I trusted Antonio. We should indeed no limit. My trust in him had no limit. A confidence stands bound. That means I had confidence in him, I had trust in him more than anything and everything. He being thus lauded, that means he was made a duke by me for some time, temporarily, not only with what my revenue yielded, but what my power might else exact. So he had all my income. The duke also earned something, okay, the tax and all that he collects. So he had all that money with him and in my power also. Like one who, having into truth by telling it of it, made such a sinner of his memory to credit his own lie. These are important lines. Okay, what happens is, if we keep on saying a lie to our own selves, like if I keep on saying that I'm the Prime Minister of India, I'm the Prime Minister of India, I'm Prime Minister of India, it once so happens that I start believing my own lie. Okay. So Antonio kept on talking about feeling that he's the Duke, he's the Duke, he's the Duke, he's the real Duke. Okay, and then what happened? He started believing his own lie. Out of the substitution, that means after he took my place for some time and executing the outward face of royalty. So you see, he took the place of a duke for some time and executing the outward face of royalty with all prerogative. That means he officially, enjoyed all the powers of a duke. Hence, his ambition kept on growing. Again he asks, dost thou hear? Are you hearing carefully? Your tale, sir, would cure deafness. Your tale is something so sad that even a deaf person would also start listening. Prospero. To have no screen between this part he played and him he played it for, he needs will be absolute Milan. This is an important sentence. You see, he wants to be the real Duke, but there is a real Duke present who is Prospero. So, to reduce the gap between these two, that means to play the role of a duke and to himself become the duke, what needs to be done? He needs to remove Prospero from Milan. Okay, if Prospero is still living or Prospero keeps on staying in Milan, then Antonio cannot be the duke. So he started conspiring against me. Me, poor man, my library was dukedom large enough of temporal royalties. That means I was very involved in my studies, and my library was my whole world. I kept on studying without knowing anything. Of temporal royalties, he thinks me now incapable. According to Antonio, I am not capable to take care of my dukedom. Confederates, that means he started conspiring so dry. He was so hungry for the sway, that means he was so hungry for power that he conspired with the king of Naples to give him annual tribute, do him homage. Now you see, there is a king. I told you, no, there is a king of Naples, and there is a duke of Milan. So what did he do is Antonio asked for the help of king of Naples. You see, king is powerful, more powerful than the duke. So the king will help Antonio. But why will he help? Antonio must be giving something in return. What is that? He will pay him tax and give him special respect. Annual tribute means tax and homage means special respect. So what did he do? Subject his coronet to his crown and bend the dukedom yet unbowed. Coronet is a smaller crown, less powerful king wears a coronet. So the duke was wearing a coronet and the king was wearing a crown. So till then, Milan was a free state, okay, free dukedom, and the people of Milan did not bow their head to the king. They were an independent place. But now what happened? Because Antonio asked for the help of this king of Naples, he had to bow his head. So Milan had to bow its head in front of the king. Alas, poor Milan, to most ignoble stooping. So you see, such dishonorable stooping, he had to bow his head to the king. Why? Just to conspire against his own brother. Imagine, Miranda. Oh, the heavens! Mark his condition and the event, then tell me if this might be a brother. You tell me. What condition? Why did he bow his head? Just to conspire against me. So you listen to the condition, that means what the king asked from Antonio in return, and also the event, the reason why he wanted it. Miranda. I should sin to think but nobly of my grandmother, Good wombs have borne bad sons. Miranda says that I cannot say that my grandmother was bad, that she gave birth to such a bad son like Antonio. But sometimes it happens. Your mother is good, father is good, but the son is bad. It happens. Like rotten apples to a good tree. Prospero. Now the condition. So I'll tell you the condition, how he did it. Okay, how he took the help of the King of Naples. The King of Naples, being an enemy to me inveterate, so you see the King of Naples, that is Alonso, was always an enemy to me. Hearkens, that means listens my brother's suit. So naturally, the king hated Prospero already. As soon as Antonio asks for the help to conspire against Prospero, Alonso accepts it, which was that he, in lieu of the premises of homage, and I know not how much tribute should presently extirpate me and mine out of the dukedom. So I do not know how much tax he has to pay the king throughout for this help, and I don't know what homage he is paying, what special, special kind of respect he is showing to the king, and confer fair Milan with all the honors on my brother. So what was the term? That the king is going to throw out, help in throwing out of Prospero and all the people who loved Prospero, and in return, Antonio was going to pay him a lot of tax every year. Whereon a treacherous army Levite, one midnight, fated to the purpose did Antonio open the gates of Milan, and in the dead of darkness the ministers for the purpose hurried thence, me and thy crying self. So one dark night, what happened? A treacherous, a conspiring army was given charge, and in the midnight Antonio opened the gates of Milan. In the darkness, the ministers, all those people who were involved in this war, they took me and you, thy crying self means Miranda, took both of us and threw us out of Milan. Alack, I, not remembering how I cried out then, will cry it over again. It is a hint that rings mine eyes to it. Miranda says, I was very young to understand all this at that time, but you see now only it rings my eyes. It brings tears to my eyes. Prospero. Hear a little further, and then I will bring thee to the present business which now upon us. So listen to a little bit more about the past, and then I'll talk about the present, that is the storm, without the which this story were most important. I have something left that you must know. Without that part, the story is irrelevant or incomplete. Miranda, wherefore did they not that hour destroy us? So Miranda asks very wisely that why didn't they kill us? Why did they just throw us from Milan and not kill us? Prospero. Well demanded, wench, that means girl, you have, this is a good question. My tale provokes that question. Dear, they durst not, that means they dared not kill us. Okay, why? So dear the love my people bore me, nor set a mark so bloody on the business, but with colours fairer painted their foul ends. So you see, my people loved me a lot. I was a good duke once upon a time, so my people loved me. So if they found out that Antonio had killed me, okay, then they would not, they would revolt, they would go against Antonio, which Antonio never wanted. Okay, so therefore they colored their bad works with a beautiful color. Okay, so they painted better excuses. Okay, they gave better excuses that, they might have said that Prospero was incapable in controlling the dukedom and so he ran away or something like that. Okay, he gave better excuses. In few, that means briefly, they hurried us aboard a bark, that means they took us on a ship, bore us some leagues to the sea, took us far away into the sea, where they prepared a rotten carcass of a boat. So you see this boat completely broken, no rigs, no sails, nothing is there. And in such a rotten boat, even rats have quit it. That means even rats won't try to bite them and eat them. To cry to the sea that rode to us. So they were left in the middle of the sea in such a rotten boat which would sink any moment. Okay, so they did not kill us, but it was almost like killing us. To the winds whose pity, sighing back again, did us but loving wrong. This you see, I have written it for you. This is a bit, you have to understand this. The wind and water felt sorry for us. Okay. But you see, the wind was so sorry for us that the wind sighed. Sighed matlab aisa a strong breath you take. Okay. Breathe out like that. Okay. A strong breathing out. So if the wind does that, then there will be a strong wind and almost a storm, and that would be a loving wrong. That would be dangerous for us because we were on such a, such a bad kind of a boat. Miranda. Alack, what trouble was I then to you? Miranda says, you see, I must be so troublesome to you then. I was so small, you had to take care of me also. Prospero. Oh, a cherubim. No, no, you were just an angel like this. Okay. Thou was that did preserve me. You were the reason why I am still alive. Thou didst smile. You kept on smiling. I don't know. Infused with a fortitude from heaven. It seemed that you had the courage from heaven. Okay, you were godly. And when I have decked the sea with drops full of salt, that means when I kept on crying, 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 what will happen to me? I kept on crying. Under my burden groaned. That means like a woman in childbirth. Okay, she suffers extreme pain. Quite like that. I was tired. I was suffering. But what helped me? Which raised in me an undergoing stomach to bear up against what should ensue. So, because of your beautiful smile like an angel, I kept on fighting. I kept on holding on to the power to fight. Okay, Miranda. How came we ashore now? How did we come to the island? By providence divine. So you see, by God's help, we came here. Some food we had and some fresh water, a noble Neapolitan, another person from Naples. Okay, see, Gonzalo was a person out of charity. He was an ethical man, he was a good man, but he was also appointed the master of the design. He was the leader who had to carry out the task of throwing out Prospero from Milan. He was given that task, but Gonzalo was a very good man. Okay, Gonzalo found out that this was a crime going on, so Gonzalo tried to help. He did give us rich garments, linen, stuffs, and accessories, all that important thing which is necessary to survive, and which have since have steaded much. These have been very useful to us. So, of his gentleness, knowing I loved my books, because he is a gentleman and he knew that I loved to read, he furnished me from my own library with volumes that I prize above my dukedom. So, he knew that I loved books, so he also gave me some books that I would read, that I would love to read. Miranda. Would I might but ever see the man. So Miranda says, Kash wo aadmi ko hum dekh pate. Kash I once get to see that man, such good-hearted man. Prospero. Now I arise, resumes his mantle. Again he wears this robe. That means perhaps he remembers something, or he has to cast some spell or magic again. Sit still and hear the last of our sea sorrow. So there is a little part left still. Listen to it. Here in this island we arrived, and here have I, thy schoolmaster, made thee more profit than other princesses can that have more time for vainer hours. So you see, if the princess grows older in the kingdom, or in the palace, then what happens is he or she spends more time in leisure activities. He'll lie down, spend time in a lot of leisure, luxury. But over here, you did not have so much luxury. So I became your schoolmaster. I taught you without wasting much time. And tutors not so careful. So tutors are never very careful as the parent. So as your parent, as your own father took care of you, taught you, you became better in studies also. Miranda, heavens, thank you for it. And now I pray you, sir, for still it's beating in my mind, your reason for raising the sea storm. Now again he asks, it is still beating in my mind, I'm still being bothered. Why did you raise the sea storm? Prospero. No, thus far forth. By accident, most strange, bountiful fortune. Now he starts explaining. You see, this is an accident, because fortune, because the goddess fortune goddess was a little bit kind to me. Okay, you see, the fortune goddess has a wheel of fate, like a cycle wheel. Okay, circle. And you see, now my dear lady hath mine enemies brought to this shore. So you see, I have been very fortunate. My enemies have come very close to my island, and by my prescience, that means by my foreknowledge, I find my zenith doth depend upon the auspicious star, whose influence, if now I quote not but omit, my fortunes will ever droop. So you see, my fortune, the condition of my fortune is at its best. Okay, I am the most fortunate at this moment. Whatever I'll do, I'll be successful. So I have to utilize this moment. Okay. So if I cannot utilize this moment, then my fortunes will ever droop. So afterwards, I can never think of being fortunate. This is the best time. So I have to utilize this moment. My enemies have come very close to my island. You see, if I am a magician, I cannot cast a spell on somebody who is in Howrah living in, or maybe I live in Kolkata and I cast a magic spell to somebody in Gujarat. That is not possible. That is very far away from West Bengal. Okay. So somebody needs to be closer to me so that I can cast the spell on him or take revenge. So that's why he could not do anything because they were in Milan and Naples. But now, as the king and the king's ship were very close to the island, he could use his magic to take revenge on them. Here sees more questions. So now stop your questions. Thou art inclined to sleep. Now you understand that this is again a magic spell being cast on her because suddenly you cannot feel sleepy. Hai na? This must be a magic. Because of Prospero's magic, slowly Miranda is falling asleep. It's a good dullness and give it way. I know thou canst not choose. You cannot choose. You have to sleep now because this is my magic spell. Miranda sleeps. Now you see, come away servant. Who is the servant? Servant is Ariel. Ariel is the spirit, the ghost, okay, who helps Prospero. So Ariel and Prospero cannot talk in front of Miranda. So Miranda was left sleeping. I am ready now, approach my Ariel, come. So now he calls Ariel that, okay, you now come, now is your time, come and show yourself, we want to talk. Enter Ariel. So here we have done almost the first full part is complete. Okay, Act 1, Scene 2, first part where Miranda talks to Prospero and Prospero talks to Miranda. This conversation talking about their past life is complete. Now we will see in the next part what Ariel speaks to Prospero and what Caliban speaks to Prospero. These two parts we will do together in the next video, that is Act 1 Scene 2 Part 2. Okay, I hope you have liked my video till now, and if you have any doubt, do write to me in the comment section. I will be very happy to help you. Okay, if you have liked it, please hit the like button and also do subscribe. Thank you so much. Bye bye.